Welcome to our series on Rambam's Hilchot Yesodei HaTorah, and we're on episode 8 now. We're going to dedicate this episode in memory of Levi ben Moshe ben Esther and Elisha ben Levi, and also Le'ilui Nishmat Rabbi Mori, Rabbi Roni Natan ben Avraham Ezra. I'm going to hand you over to Michael.
Thank you. So chapter 8, Yesodei HaTorah. Now we're going to talk about how you believe, or what are the proving factors of the prophets that we talked about in chapter 7. So halacha 1, Moshe Rabbeinu, lo aminu ba Yisrael mipnei ha'otot she'asa. Moses, our master, was not believed by Bnei Israel because he delivered tokens. She'ha'ma'amin al pi ha'otot yesh b'lebo dofi. For whoever bases his belief contingent upon tokens that are performed by a prophet retains suspicion in his heart. She'efsha she'asa ha'ot balat v'chishuf. Before it is possible that the token or miracle was delivered by means of enchantment, sorcery, or witchcraft. Ela kol ha'otot she'asa Moshe b'midbar lefi hatzorech asam. But all of the tokens and miracles delivered by Moses in the wilderness were responses to necessities for Bnei Israel. Lo lahavi ra'a al nuvuah, and they were not performed as a testimony for his prophecy. Hayat tzarich lahashkia et hamitzraim kara et hayam behitz lilan betocho. For example, when it became necessary to have the Egyptians sunk, he divided the sea and they drowned in it. Tzarchanu lamazon horid lanu et haman. When our need, Bnei Israel's need, was for food, he brought down for us manna. Tzam'u baka lahen et ha'even. When the Bnei Israel became thirsty, he split open the rock for them. Very famous stories recount his miracles in the wilderness. Kafru bo adat Korach bal'a otam haaretz. Also, when Korach and his confederacy denied Moses' rule, the earth swallowed them up. These were all actions that were provoked by Moshe Rabbeinu. V'chein sha'a kol ha'otot. Likewise, he passed all the other tokens. Uvameh ha'aminu bo, and how is it they believed in him? B'ma'ad har Sinai, when he was present at Mount Sinai. She'anenu ra'u v'lo zav oznenu shamu v'lo acher. Because when our own eyes, we're talking about the witnesses of in Mount Sinai, when our own eyes saw and not through a stranger's, and our own ears heard and not through that of another, ha'esh v'hakolot v'hal pidim v'hu nigash el ha'arafel v'hakol midaber elav v'anu shom'im. The flame, the thunder and lightning, as Moshe Rabbeinu drew near the thick cloud, and God's voice speaking to him, we were all listening, saying, Moshe, Moshe, lech omer lahem kach. Moses, Moses, go and tell them such and such. V'chein hu omer panim b'panim divrei Hashem imachem. And it is also said, the Lord spoke with you face to face in the mountain, out of the midst of fire. And it is also an example is given in Devarim, lo et avosenu karat Hashem et habrit hazot. The Lord did not make a covenant with our fathers, but with us. In other words, we were all witnesses. This is very important because we are witnessing we're witnessing acts between God and Moses. This wasn't hearsay. This was a direct witness by up to 2 million people. 2 million people left Egypt.
3 million people.
But they saw these miracles of splitting the Red Sea and the splitting of the rock for water and the man being brought down by this individual. Rambam continues, "U'minayin shema'amad har Sinai levado hi hara'a l'nevuato shehi emet she'ein bo dofi." So where do we know that the standing at Mount Sinai alone is the evidence which makes his prophecy true without any shadow of suspicion? Shneimah, as it is said, "Hinei anochi ba elecha ba'av ha'anan ba'avo yishma ha'am b'dabri imach v'gam bach Ya'aminu le'olam," as it says in Shemot, chapter Yud Tes, verse Tes, because it says that I come unto you in a thick cloud, as God speaking, that the people may hear when I speak to you, and may also believe you forever. This is God talking to Moses. Michlal shekodem devar ze v'lo ha'aminu bo shehi omedet leolam. Evidently, before they did not believe in him with an everlasting belief. Ela na'amunot sheyesh achareha hauhur or machshava. But with a belief where there is afterthought and reflection. So if you witness something, you are convinced absolutely of its veracity and its genuine nature. And that they were able, through witnessing his connection to God, they were able to eternally have this belief above any sort of reflection or suspicion. Halacha 2. Nimtzu'u elo sheshulach lahen hem ha'edim al nuvuato shehi emes. Consequently, they to whom he was sent are the witnesses by whom the truth of his prophecy is established. And Moses didn't need to perform any other tokens or miracles to deliver to them. Shehem ruhu edim b'dvar kishnei edim shira'u dvar echad b'yachad shekol echad mehem ad lechavero shehu omer emet ve'en echad mehem tzorich la'ovi ra'a lechavero. So just as they and he witnessed it together, this is Moshe Rabbeinu and Bnei Israel, and as when two witnesses see one thing together, each one testifies for the other that he speaks the truth, and neither needs other testimony for the other. It's like two people witnessing something that goes on, a crime or something. They both saw it with their own eyes, and both of them can be witnesses for each other as well. They can say, yeah, of course, he was with me and he saw the same. I know he saw the same thing because it happened 10 feet from us and we were looking in that direction. So it's the same concept of Bnei Israel and Moshe as two witnesses in our halachic framework. Rambam continues, Kach Moshe Rabbeinu kol Yisrael eidim lo acha me'amad har Sinai ve'enu tzarech la'asot lahem ot. Therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu and all of Israel are his witnesses since their presence at Mount Sinai, and there was no need for him to deliver to them any other tokens. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu meant when he said to him, Batchilat Nevuato, when he commenced his prophecy, when God endowed Moses with his tokens to perform in Egypt, saying to him, V'sham'u lecha, and they shall listen to your voice. Yoda Moshe Rabbeinu she'ma'amin al pi ha'otot yesh bilvavo dofi or maharhe or macheshav. Moshe Rabbeinu knew that whoever believed on the testimony of tokens and miracles perhaps retains in his heart suspicions and may continue and think to reflect. So this is what Rambam is saying is that, these sort of the things that Moses had to perform in Egypt with the staff and the serpents were tricks that the Egyptians were well versed in, and perhaps they did it by trick. But Hashem is giving Moses confidence. Don't worry, do what I tell you to do. But the real truth. But Moses was also a little bit nervous that they wouldn't believe. For Haya nishmat milelech v'omar v'hen lo ya'aminu li. And he was scared to, endeavored not to go and wanted to pull out, because he said, "But behold, they will not believe me." עד שיועידו הקדוש ברוך הוא שאלו האותות אינם אלא עד שיצאו. That was when HaKadosh Baruch Hu made known to him that these tokens were of a minor nature and were no need to be his kind of guarantee of a prophet until they left Egypt. And why is this? Ve'achar sheyetzu v'ya'amdu al hahar hazeh yistalek ha'hu shemaharhin echarecha. That after they left Egypt, when they will stand at the Mount Sinai, the suspicious thoughts and any thoughts that might be thinking, they will disappear. In other words, something was going to happen at Har Sinai that would absolutely convince everybody of the absolute truth. This is what Hashem is telling Moshe Rabbeinu. She'ani noten lacha kan oto ot sheyed'u she'ani shalshetecha be'emet matchila. God is saying, for I am investing in you with a token which they will know in truth that it was I who sent you from the very beginning. So God is building Moshe up, his confidence, to say, don't worry, they may not, you may think they won't believe you, you wait till you see what's going to happen once you leave Egypt and we reach Mount Sinai. V'lo yish'er bilbam harhu, and there will be no suspicion left in their hearts. V'hu shehakosuv omer, and it is this what is meant in the pasuk. V'zeh lacha ha'ot ki anochi shelachticha b'hotziacha et ha'am b'mitzrayim ta'avdun et ha'elokim al ha'har hazeh. And it is this is what's meant by the pasuk, and this shall be the token to you that I have sent you when you have brought forth the people out of Egypt. You shall serve God upon this mountain. Nimtzeita omer shekol navi she'amod achar Moshe Rabbeinu. Consequently, it must be said that in every other prophet who rose up after Moshe Rabbeinu, ein anu ma'aminim bo mipnei ha'ot levado, kedei she'ne'omar im ya'aseh ot nishma lo lakol ma sheyomar. We do not believe these prophets that came after Moses because of the tokens alone. So as to say, if he delivers a token, we will listen to all of his prophecies. Ella mipnei ha-mitzvah shetzivah Moshe b'Torah v'yomer im natan ot elav tishma'un. But because of the commandments which Moses commanded in the Torah, he made the rule that if he does give a token, unto him you shall listen. But with Moses it wasn't necessary at all. Kumot shetzavinu lachtoch hadvar al pi shnayim eidin. Even as he commanded us to render decisions in a matter of testimony based on two witnesses. So Moses is a kind of a law, a kind of a divine law unto himself, in other words, because everybody witnessed he's a genuine article because of his interactions with direct interactions, visually witnessed by Bnei Israel. But he still provided the framework that if someone comes with these tokens and miracles and he's of an upstanding character and he's fulfilled all the attributes of a prophet, you should believe him. V'afal pi she'ein anu yod'im im ha'idu emet im sheker. Even though we don't know whether they have testified to truth or falsehood. So we know that we have created halacha and laws regarding witnesses, but ultimately you've created them because you have to have some framework, but you never really know if some people are lying, if they're the expert dodgy witnesses, so to speak. But you create the framework that allows for the truth to come out in the right way and safeguards against charlatans, but you have to accept that it can't always be foolproof. And Rambam concludes this halakha, kach mitzvah lishma mizeh hanavi afal pi she'ein anu yodim al im ha'ot emet or bakishuf velat. So it is mandatory to listen to this prophet, notwithstanding our lack of knowledge whether the token is true or whether it was delivered by witchcraft or enchantment. I'm going to bring some commentary regarding Rav Sadia Gaon in his introduction to the book of legal documents, and I quote from it: God did not obligate a judge to believe that everything the witnesses say is true. Rather, he obligated him to render judgment based on the testimony of two witnesses, even though there is an equal possibility that they are lying or telling the truth. End quote. In a similar way, we accept the words of a prophet, not because we know that they are true, but because we are commanded to do so by the Torah. Halacha 3. Lefichach im amad hanavi v'yasa otot umofsin gedolim. Therefore, if a prophet arose and performed great tokens and miracles, or vikesh lahachshish nevuato shel Moshe Rabbeinu, and seeks to deny the prophecy of Moshe Rabbeinu, ein shom'in lo va'onu yodim be'or she'otan ha'otot balat b'kishuf hen. We must not listen to him, for we know clearly that those tokens are of enchantment or sorcery and witchcraft. Lefi shenevuat Moshe Rabbeinu eino al pi ha'otot, because the prophecy of Moses was based not on tokens or miracles. Kedei shena'oroch otot zeh le'otot zeh. You cannot make a comparison between the tokens of this one and the tokens of that one. Ela be'enenu ra'inuha, for with our own eyes we saw it. Like Bnei Yisrael, we were all witnesses. And with our own ears we heard it, even as if he himself heard. שהעידו לאדם הדבר שראה בעיניו שאינו כמו שראה שאינו שומע להם אלא יודע בוודאי שהן עדי שקר. This is rather to be compared to witnesses who testify before a man concerning a matter which he saw with his own eyes, and that it is not as he saw it, who does not listen to them, but certainly knows that they are false witnesses. Lefichach amra Torah. Therefore, it is said in the Torah, she'im ba ha'ot v'hamofes, if even with the signs of wonders or miracles that he causes to pass, and I quote, lo tishma et el divrei hanavi hahu, you shall not listen to the words of that prophet. This is from Devarim, Yud Gimel. Shaharei zeh ba elecha ba'ot umofes lahachchish ma sheyorita beinecha. Therefore, when this prophet comes with a token and wonder to deny that which you saw with your own eyes. In other words, Moshe's testimony and Moshe's genuine status, you saw it with your own eyes, as we were all there at Har Sinai. We were all witnesses. We were all witnesses to Moshe's genuine status. V'hoyel v'ein anu ma'aminim b'mofet ela mipnei hamitzvot shetzavinu Moshe. Whereas we do not believe in a miracle except because of the commandments which Moses commanded us. Nekabel me'ot zeh sheba'a lahachshich nevuato shel Moshe shere'inu v'shesh ma'enu. How will we accept this token which is brought to deny the prophecy of Moses which we saw and heard? So Rambam is saying, if someone comes, claims to be a prophet, fulfills all the qualifications of the prophet, but he tells us, I come to alter the Torah that Moshe gave, you are commanded not to believe him and disregard him completely, because we know that Moshe Rabbeinu was the genuine article. And how do we know that? Because we were joint witnesses. We were witnesses to his the interaction between him and God and his divine kind of provocation of these miracles from Mitzrayim to Har Sinai. In Har Sinai, we saw everything that occurred, and that's why these prophets that try to alter the religion and deny Moses' testimony, that we have to say, no, Moses is the genuine article, and he established the laws that we determine the genuine nature of a prophet. And if someone has come and say, this person who is giving me authenticity, who's saying, if he says, no, I want to deny Moses' authenticity, we must disregard him completely, even if he performs miracles. And that concludes the 8th chapter of Yesodai HaTorah.
Very good, thank you so much, Michael. Again, very, very interesting material there from the Rambam. Look forward to next time we convene, we can do the 9th Perek. Thank you so much, Michael, and with this we wish you a wonderful and blessed week.